Welcome to Legoland. In this video I'm going to cover a bunch of hints and tips to make sure you make the most of your next trip. Starting with, get here early. Park opens today at 10 o'clock. It's 9:30 and I'm here so that I'm at the front of the security queues and I get in there and I can get on the rides quicker than anybody else. So that little tip about getting here early, just one thing to note, the gates open not consistently. Speaking to the guy, it's anywhere between like 20 to 10 and 10 depending on the day. It's now 10 to and that's them opened the gates. So definitely worth being here early to make sure you get in quickly. But yeah, it sounds like on a case-by-case basis they open the doors at different times. This might sound like a really obvious one, but given this is a kids park, you probably want to check the height of your kids to make sure they can get on stuff. But also, if they're under 90 centimeters, they get in for free. So the next obvious one is tickets. A few things about tickets. First of all, get them in advance because it's way more expensive to buy them on the day. I think when I saw up at the booth there it was 68 quid on the day, which is ridiculous. I think when we looked it was 30 quid-ish online, so definitely do that. However, the next tip is if you're going to do a couple of Maryland attractions, so we're doing Legoland, Chessington and Thorpe. My partner didn't have a Maryland pass, but she got one because it was 90 quid or 99 quid, so it was actually cheaper to buy that than buy 3 tickets. So consider that if you think you're going to do multiple. And also keep an eye out because there's regularly like buy one get one free tickets and like cereals and all that kind of stuff. So have a look online for any promotions that might get you a cheaper ticket. Right, this one might seem really obvious, but I'm going to say it anyway. Make sure you install the Legoland app. It has all the stuff you'd expect. It's actually quite a good app. It's got directions, it's got all the list of eateries. I'm pretty sure you can get your photos on it as well. And they'll send you notifications like if the park's staying open late, unexpectedly, all that kind of good stuff. And if, like me, you don't know your way around, then it's a little map. While I read a map, I just wander. So next tip, if like me you've got terrible phone signal, obviously that'll vary depending on your network, they do have free Wi-Fi around the place, so you don't have to worry about that at least. Right, I have said this in every other tips video I have ever done, and I usually don't take my own advice because I'm an idiot. However, try, if you are here on a busy day, try not to eat at the normal times everybody else has lunch. So go early, go at like 11:30, go 2 o'clock. Yeah, just try and eat at different times so that you avoid the rush. Or, this is one of the few parks that actually lets you bring your own food in. So, picnic, save some money. That's worth a shot too. So as you'd expect, the park is pretty much contactless. You can get cash. They do have ATMs, but they charge you money. Like at the moment, 2 quid to take your money out, which I always refuse to do. So if you are somebody who prefers cash, bring it with you, or you're gonna get ripped off here. But as I say, Apple Pay, Google Pay, contactless, the whole shebang, as you would expect nowadays. Like a lot of the UK parks, especially since this is very kid orientated. If you're a smoker, they have dedicated areas, so yeah, don't just smoke anywhere. Thank you. So one rather nice thing they do in this park, given the audience and the fact that it's young children, and if you're bringing young children this will be of interest to you, is they've got a lost parent wristband, as they call it. Basically, it's a wristband you put on your child with your contact details, so that if your kid goes walkabout and a member of staff finds them, they can give you a call. So if you're bringing young ones, especially young ones that like to do their own thing, go to guest services, get that lost parent band. A little tip for you, if, I mean, I'm an idiot, I don't do it. You should really put sun cream on. And if you didn't bring any, they do have SPF 50 stations dotted around, mainly near the toilets, but I think I've seen some in other places as well. So if you forgot your sun cream, they got you covered, and you don't have to go to the shops and buy some expensive stuff. So if you need a bit of quiet time, or if your kids need a bit of quiet time, Miniland, perfect. Away from the hustle and bustle. Sure, there's some noises, but it's way more peaceful in here, and they get to see all the Lego. It's all moving and interacting, which is fantastic. So yeah, if you just want a wee bit of a break, a little bit of chill time, come and see if you can find your city. They've got Edinburgh, so my city's here, and the last time I was here, the ScotRail train was running late. So one thing you get in this park that you probably would expect is parent swap. Now, there's 2 versions of this. One is you've got 2 parents that want to do the ride and a kid that doesn't. In that case, one of the parents stays with the kid at the exit and the other parent goes on, and then they do a little switcheroo. The flip side, I don't think I've seen this in other parks, is where you're outnumbered. There are more children than adults, and the kids need to be with a parent. In that case, what they'll do is they'll have the kid wait at the exit with the staff. Parent goes on with one kid, come round, parent gets off, switches kids, and goes back on again. So don't worry if you are outnumbered, they got you covered. So a handy thing in the laser raiders shoot 'em up ride, they've got an area there. Oh, you can't see, it's too dark. They've got a kids zone, so basically the kids, if it's a big queue, kids go in there and watch a movie, and you go through the queue, and then the kids join you later. Random one, if you're here and it's your birthday, go to guest services and let them know, and you'll get a little pin badge. A little bit like Disney, where you get that badge that says it's my birthday, or we're just married, or whatever. So if you got a kid and it's their birthday, I'm sure they'd love to have a badge. Go to guest services. Okay, a little do as I say, not as I do trick. It can get warm, and you need a lot of this. Not necessarily Coke Zero. You need a lot of drinks, and it can be expensive. So they do have the freestyle cups, so you can buy the cup, and then there's tons of machines around that you can get your drinks all day long. And you can bring those cups back and reactivate them for a slightly cheaper fee on a subsequent day. So as is becoming the norm these days in theme parks, you've got the mobile app to help you with all the stuff. I mentioned that earlier. Depending on how familiar you are with the park, you might be on that phone quite a lot. And again, depending on your phone, you might run out of juice. So they do sell battery packs, but I'd strongly suggest you bring your own. I'm trying not to get too wet. There we go. Yeah, bring your own battery pack, but if you forget it, they will sell one. The little ones that you kind of rent for a little bit. And if you've watched any of my other tips videos, you've probably heard me say this in most of them. Do not start at the front of the park. Everybody goes into a theme park, they see the first ride and they go, I'll go on that. And so does everybody else. So in this case, you're probably going to walk past Minifigure Speedway, new coaster, you want to get on it. But go to the back, like out towards Dragon's Apprentice and the Dragon, and work your way forwards. Then you should be doing the opposite of everybody else, and hopefully smaller queues. A little tip for the photos, if like me you enjoy getting ride photos. I've not done it today, but if I was with my kids I probably would have. The system they use here is quite cool because you can decide later, shall we say. So at the end of each ride you can scan a QR code for your photo and add it to a list. So you can kind of build a list, and then at the end of the day, so it's 20 quid for the photos, but you can make that decision at the end, like, oh, I only got 2 photos, don't care. Oh look, I got 15 photos, I really want these, I'll spend the 20 quid. So you don't have to pay up front, you can just store those photos, can't download them and they're obscured until you pay, but it allows you to kind of build that up first, and then depending on how your day's gone, at the end of the day you can make that decision and go, yes, I'd like these please, which is quite nice. So there's a Lego shop just when you come in and exit the park. What does that mean? That means at the end of the day everybody goes to the Lego shop. So if you want to get stuff from the Lego shop, don't leave it till the end of the day, because normally the queue for that's massive towards the end. So go a little bit earlier, and then you can avoid the mad panic. One thing, if you're going to get parking, and you've got an annual membership, it's included. If not, buy parking at the start of the day so that you're not kind of stuck paying in a queue paying for it at the end of the day. Save yourself a little bit of time. End of the day, when you're leaving, this car park can be a bit of a nightmare. Last time I was here, I think it took me about 40 minutes to get out. So either nip off a little soon, a little bit early before the park shuts, that's what we're doing, or just take your time at the end of the day, just enjoy the shops, relax, and let everybody else panic getting out of the car park, and then you leave. Well, hopefully you found those tips useful. If you have, please give this a thumbs up and consider subscribing. If you've got any additional tips that I've not already shared in this video, please put them in the comments for other people. That'd be very, very useful. I've been Chris, you've been watching Coaster Dad, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.